Hey, I'm Kipes and I do a daily recap video every night where I go over every game and we discuss what happened in the game, goal scorers and whatnot. And thanks for being here. Thanks for sticking along. It's Kicking with Kipes. Let's have some fun. Our first game is the New Jersey Devils taking on the Philadelphia Flyers, where the New Jersey Devils, they win 5-0. Hughes brothers, Luke Hughes and Jack Hughes, they both get a goal and an assist in this game, contributing big time for their team. It was the sixth time that the Hughes brothers both got a goal in a game, and it was only the second time that they both got a goal and an assist in the same game. So they are very good on the same ice pad as one another. And Luke Hughes, he's starting to prove himself as a very reliable offensive defenseman in this league. Three players on the New Jersey Devils all had 2 assists: Timo Meier, Jesper Bratt, and Brett Pesce. The Devils, they are doing better than they were about a week and a half ago. They are 3-1-0 in their past 4 games. Jake Allen was in net for the shutout. He made 24 saves in the win. The Devils, they are now 29-18-6. That is a very respectable record, and they maintain that spot in the Metropolitan Division. For some reason, the Philadelphia Flyers up to this point in this game had the New Jersey Devils number during the season so far. This was the fourth attempt, I think it was, that the Devils were trying to beat the Flyers, and they crushed them tonight. This was a night to forget for Samuel Ersson in net, let alone that he let in 5 goals tonight. This was on the night of getting announced to Sweden's team for the Four Nations faceoff, replacing Jacob Markstrom, the goaltender that got hurt on the New Jersey Devils. So Ersson did not really prove himself worthy to be on that team tonight. Ersson, he let 4 goals in on 16 shots. He got the yank in this game, was replaced by Fedotov. He made 9 saves in the effort. The Flyers, they are doing pretty good as of late, but the record does not show it. They are 23-23-6, but they are 6-3-1 in their past 10 games. So decent little run that they were on, but their record is just not, it's very mid. It's very flatlined. It's very even, let's just say, because of the 23-23 record. Flyers forward Owen Tippett, number 74, he went down in the second period by getting a big hit late against him by Brennan Dillon. Tippett, this was exactly what Don Cherry used to say in Coach's Corner, saying, keep your head up, kid, or else the big defenseman will take you out. And unfortunately for Tippett, it was an injury that kept him out for the remainder of the game. So the New Jersey Devils and the Hughes brothers, they beat the Philadelphia Flyers 5-0 Wednesday night. Up next, we got the Minnesota Wild in Toronto, Ontario, where the Wild are facing off against the Maple Leafs. The Leafs, they lose 3-1 to the Wild. The Leafs, they came out of the gate pretty slow. They weren't very impressive whatsoever. Minnesota took advantage early, getting the 1-0 goal, and just rode that for the rest of the game almost. Yes, the Leafs turned on big time near the middle to end of the third period, but way too little too late. Nylander's goal in the third period. Nice goal, nice setup by Holmberg, nice little deflection by Nylander, but at the same time, you got to be doing this all game. A standout player that I noticed in this game was Nick Robertson, number 89 forward for the Toronto Maple Leafs. He was zipping all over the ice tonight, making moves, dangling, doing spinoramas. He always kept his feet moving, which is a respectable attribute. For the Wild, there were 3 goal scorers, like I mentioned. Jared Spurgeon, Marcus Foligno, who got the goal on the empty net with about 15 or 20 seconds left in the game. And then Marat Nusnadov, let's go with that. He scored the first goal for the Minnesota Wild. I'm all flustered because of that name. Knusnadov. Yeah, sure. The Wild, they are without their star forward, Kirill Kaprizov. He is out week to week right now because he just had surgery. I don't know if he's had the surgery yet, but they announced that he was going to have a surgery. So that's going to keep him out for quite a bit of time. They are 30-17-4. They pick up their 30th win of the season. Very impressive so far from the Wild this season. They have been a little lackluster. They are 2-2 in their past 4 games, and this was a win against a supposed to be very good Toronto team, and they just did just that. Joseph Woll, he was in net for the Toronto Maple Leafs. He made 22 saves in the losing effort. The Leafs, they dropped to 30-19-2. They've had that 30th win of the season for a couple of games now and just haven't been able to get another. They have lost 3 in a row. Not good whatsoever. And here are some more bad stats for the Leafs. They have 6 regulation losses in their past 9 games. That is horrible on the Leafs standards. And 5 of the last 8 games, they've scored 1 or less. That is pathetic. That is so bad. That the team with the players like the Toronto Maple Leafs, they just can't score. Are you freaking kidding me? Also, don't look now, but now that the Panthers won tonight, we'll get to that just in a little bit. The Panthers won, the Leafs lost, and here come the Senators. The Leafs, they are now in second in the Atlantic Division. They had a decent lead on the Florida Panthers and everybody else below them, and they've squandered that completely. The Florida Panthers, they are in first, the Leafs are in second, and the Ottawa Senators are only 6 points behind the Leafs in third or fourth. Boston and them keep flipping. I don't know what it is right now, but that is not good. The Leafs could easily be a wild card team this season if they keep this crap up. So the Leafs, they lose 3-1 to the Minnesota Wild Wednesday night. Up next, we got the Florida Panthers taking on the LA Kings. I predicted the Kings to win this game, and I was wrong again in big fashion. The Kings didn't even get a goal. They lost 3-0. Sergei Bobrovsky, he made 30 saves for his second shutout of the season. Matthew Tkachuk, he led by example in this game. He got a point on every game, getting a goal and 2 assists. The Panthers, they are now 30-19-3, another team that picked up their 30th win of the season, like the Minnesota Wild. And like the Minnesota Wild, they are also 2-2 in their past 4 games, including a 2-1 loss to the Kings the other night. So both these teams are kind of mediocre right now, and the Florida Panthers, they also regain that top spot in the Atlantic Division. Darcy Kemper, he was in net for the LA Kings tonight. He made 36 saves in the winning effort. The Kings, they are now 26-16-6. They had lost 3 straight heading into this game, so their struggles are starting to become a pattern, and they better get this straightened up pretty darn quick. They have also lost 5 of 6, 1-4-1 in that span, so I don't know what needs to happen in LA, but apparently Drew Doughty coming back didn't help whatsoever. And speaking of Drew Doughty, he came back from a long absence. He got hurt in preseason and had not played a regular season game yet to this point in the season. He was a -2 tonight in about 24 minutes of ice time. Now that he has recovered from that broken ankle that he suffered in preseason, I wonder if he will be the replacement for Alex Pietrangelo in the Four Nations faceoff. I would say it's either Doughty or Weegar, and I would say Weegar because he has the legs from playing all season, and Doughty, who's extremely rusty right now, I would put the guy that's been playing pretty steady and pretty he's been contributing big time to the Flames all season long, so I don't see why you wouldn't pick Weegar. Tkachuk's goal in the third period was the nail in the coffin. He got the empty netter. So the LA Kings, they proved me wrong. They lose 3-0 against the Florida Panthers Wednesday night. Up next, we got the Vancouver Canucks taking on the Nashville Predators, where the Vancouver Canucks, they win 3-1. It was the night of the Hughes brothers, the 2 Hughes brothers in New Jersey. They stepped it up for their team, and Quinn Hughes, captain of the Vancouver Canucks, he also stepped up for his team. He had 2 assists in this game. Thatcher Demko, he also had a very good game in this one. He got the win, making 31 saves along the way. The Vancouver Canucks, they have won 3 games in a row now ever since Rick Tocchet, head coach of the Vancouver Canucks, he said, "It is on me to get the ship steered in the right direction." That is not word for word, but he pretty much put it on his shoulders to get their season back on track. Yes, the other night there was some drama talking about the GM of the Vancouver Canucks saying they did try to fix the drama in the dressing room in-house. It's not working, and it almost seems like a trade or 2 trades are inevitable. The Canucks, they are now 23-17-10. They slide into that second wildcard spot in the Western Conference. They kick Calgary out of the playoffs for the time being. But the Flames, they play tomorrow against the Ducks here in Calgary. So let's see if the Flames can bump themselves right back up into that spot, kicking those dirty, stinky Canucks back into the water. Linus Karlsson, he got his first career NHL goal in this game, assisted by Tyler Myers about minute and a half, 2 minutes into the second period. This is a huge accomplishment for this player. It was his 10th career NHL game, so it took him a little bit. I wonder if the doubts were starting to creep in. I know for myself, after 2 or 3 games, not getting a goal, I would start doubting myself a little bit, but this that's why I'm behind the camera and he's on the ice, because he has way better confidence in himself than I would have. But congratulations to you, Linus. Just a huge accomplishment, and I hope to talk about your goals more and more as the games continue. Quinn Hughes for the Canucks, he has 11 points in his 7-game point streak. Very, very good job. 5 goals, 6 assists in that span. Hughes, he also leads all NHL defensemen with 58 points for the season. That is huge for Hughes heading into the Four Nations faceoff. He's going to be teammates with Zach Werenski, who I am pretty sure is in second place. So those two are just number one, number two. Who cares on the left side for the defense of the Americans? And that is just frightening beyond words. Quinn Hughes, his point streak continued in this game, but Philip Forsberg of the Predators, his ended tonight. He was on a 10-game point streak, and unfortunately, all good things have to come to an end, and Forsberg's did tonight. Canucks forward Dakota Joshua, he missed the past 11 games due to a lower body injury, and he struggled, and he didn't struggle. He was, at the beginning of the season, he announced that he was struggling with, I don't want to get this wrong, but I think it was either prostate or testicular cancer treatments, and that kept him out of the lineup for a little bit, and then he came back. He was playing pretty good, and then this happened. So it's been a very rocky season for Dakota Joshua, and it's very good to see him back after a bunch of games missed. So the Vancouver Canucks, they continue to win the past couple games. They beat the Nashville Predators 3-1 Wednesday night. Our last game of the evening is the Pittsburgh Penguins taking on the Utah Hockey Club, the Utahns, where the Pittsburgh Penguins, they tie it up pretty late, and then Sid the Not-So-Kid, he wins it in overtime. Crosby, he scored with about a minute and change left in the overtime period. They win 3-2. Good night overall for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Crosby, he moved on the record books a little bit higher on a couple of different things tonight. He got his 95th career game-winning goal. That moved him past Steve Yzerman for 13th in NHL history. We knew Crosby was good, and he's been breaking records, it seems like, his whole darn career. But just, he's doing it this late in his career. There he is right there, winning the gold medal for Canada back in 2010 when he was still considered Sid the Kid. But man, this many years later, he is still producing at the highest level for his club. Crosby, on top of the game-winning goal, he also had an assist in this game for his 207th multi-point game, tying him with Joe Sakic for the 8th most in NHL history. Just another huge accolade for this player. The two other goal scorers for the Pittsburgh Penguins was Erik Karlsson and Marcus Pettersson. They improve to 21, 24, and 8. They're still not good whatsoever. I'm genuinely curious who is going to be a part of this fire sale that Kyle Dubas hinted at, and I'm kind of curious if Erik Karlsson, one of the goal scorers, what is going to be one of those people. Alex Nedeljkovic, he was in net for the win tonight. He made 27 saves in that effort. For Utah, the Utah Hockey Club, they announced today that there are 3 remaining name options for their team. One being Utah HC, Utah Hockey Club. I don't like that at all. I find it too much like soccer. I love soccer. I'm a huge fan of soccer, and I just find that any team like Manchester United FC, I think that type of name should stick with soccer. The other name that is in contention for Utah are the Mammoth, and that is my number one choice for the remaining 3 teams. I think you could do extremely cool logo setup, design. My one buddy said that maybe they might have to change the color scheme. I don't know about that. I think you could still have a white mammoth with the blue and the dark black. Oh, whatever color that is that their home jersey is. It kind of reminds me of this Leafs jersey, but it's a little bit different. I still think you could maybe keep the color scheme and do some fun creative things with it. The other one is the Watashi or something like that. I don't even know how to pronounce it. It's named after a mythological snow creature and a mountain range in the state of Utah. That is probably my second option just because I don't like HC whatsoever. So let's hope that the fans that are going to these Utah games in the next 4 home games vote for Mammoth. Mikhail Sergachev and Michael Carcone were the 2 goal scorers for the Utah Hockey Club. They are now 21-8. They have lost 3 straight. They're not having a good inaugural season in their new state whatsoever. Connor Ingram, he was in net for the Utah Hockey Club. He made 25 saves in the losing effort. Erik Karlsson, he tied it with about 6 minutes and change left in the game. All he really did was beat Ingram glove side above the shoulder. It was a nice shot, so you got to give credit where it's due. So the Utah Hockey Club, they continue to struggle. They lose their 3rd in a row as the Pittsburgh Penguins and Sidney Crosby. They win in overtime 3-2. All right, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Hit like, hit subscribe. Let's get that subscription number way up there so we can do those live streams for the Four Nations Face-Off. It's something I really want to do. It might get this channel out there a little bit more, make some new friends, create this I'm reading too many books. Create this community that we can grow together and just talk about the game of hockey that we all love so much. On that note, stay tuned for my predictions midday sometime tomorrow, and we will see you tomorrow night for more recaps. Hope you have a great night. Thank you so much for being here.